Good morning, everybody. It's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. Firstly, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And if you've subscribed to my channel where I'm doing the star sign readings, huge thank you there too. If you haven't, you can follow me on the Aussie Goddess Astro Tarot. I'm a little bit sleepy this morning. I decided to have a bit of a sleep in, so I'm a little bit slow. Okay, I'm at Young this weekend. For those of you in the Young area, I will be at Young on Sunday. You haven't got much time now to organise yourself, but if you do want a reading, I'd suggest you get there early. Other than that, I have very few announcements I want to say, so we're going to get pretty much straight into the reading. I'm going to use the Muse Tarot for your reading this morning. I think that's all I want to say, but we'll see how the reading goes. Alrighty, we are ready. Oh, beautiful clean split this morning, and we're coming up the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is somebody taking action on something in regards to love. Now, sometimes this can be somebody coming in to make a love offer, but it can also mean that you are making some sort of movement towards something that you really enjoy. So it can mean, for example, that you've decided to take action on a new course because you love doing that. And thank you to those who yesterday, you know, I love that you give me confirmation of the readings. I think that's the most powerful thing I could have. Not because I need the glory, because believe me, I do not, but I do love to hear how they resonate with you. So when you write up and say, you know, you talked about this today and it's happening for me, I feel like then, not that I'm validated, I don't need validation either, but I feel like for you, I'm answering or moving in the direction that you want me to move in. Oh, this silly thing. I hate the way it does that. Oh, well, you know I'm human. Look at it. Oh, and there we go. We do a flip around there. Okay, so we've got it back to the thing. I'm sure I did the same thing yesterday. Like I said, we're all human. So the Knight of Cups talks about some sort of action being taken with love or for love or some sort of offer. The cup represents love in all shapes and forms. So I feel like somebody's coming towards you here. The Eight of Swords is a card around being somewhat stuck in a situation that is all in your mind. So it's very much that sort of victim mentality where you get stuck in a way of thinking, a way of doing things purely because your mind says that that is where you need to be. We all go through victim mode. I think that, you know, sometimes we feel that it's warranted. If it's something you're continuously doing, then I read it somewhere yesterday and I thought it's so true that when you have gratitude, there is no room for negativity. But some people get stuck in that energy and sometimes they don't recognize they're there. Sometimes you can challenge people on it. I do often with my own children, you know, say to them, have you thought that you might be stuck in that way of thinking and it's not serving you? And for, you know, for people, if somebody said that to me, I would definitely take that on board. But we all get stuck in that at some stage or another. And sometimes we're in that energy until we realize we need to get out of it. So there is somebody coming towards you to make an offer. And I feel like here with this Eight of Swords, there may have been a period of time where you have felt like this person hasn't offered me because I'm not, you know, I always say good enough, tall enough, short enough, don't do this or don't do that, you know, that sort of energy. I don't think that that's true, but I feel like that's the sort of response you're making up in your own mind. Because there's a feeling of, especially with the Five of Pentacles here, you may have been left out in the cold by someone. I'm not feeling it's somebody leaving you out in the cold. I'm feeling it's maybe, now I've got to this card, that you're waiting on a love offer, but maybe not necessarily from a particular person. Maybe you've just been on your own for a while, you've been feeling a bit flat and low. You know, sometimes I hear people say, oh, you know, I'm getting too old for this, and they're like 45. I'm like, I have people who come to me at 60 and 70 who found new love. So don't ever think you're too old. But certainly this energy here with that sort of Eight of Swords energy makes me feel like perhaps you've been on your own for a while and you're wondering where love is. But perhaps you've started to look at yourself and sort of pull yourself apart for that, which of course is something that is best not to do. It's about building yourself up. So, you know, sometimes when we're in the Eight of Swords energy, especially with that Five of Pentacles, we can be quite low and low vibrating because we're sad, or we haven't done what we got to do, or we haven't gone. There is some sort of offer here. It could be, for example, that you've been trying for a job for a while, or a course for a while, or something. You've been trying to do something. It could be somebody who wants to get into acting. You could be somebody who wants to get into singing. I've had sort of that a little bit of energy of that this week, so I'm feeling like maybe I am talking to particular people. And when you don't get the offers, maybe you've been for hundreds of jobs, maybe you've gone for hundreds of interviews, or, you know, gone and done so many auditions and not got the part. And then you start to get into this low energy, so you start to become critical of yourself, you know, and start to pull yourself apart. But maybe you just haven't got the one that was right for you. You know, sometimes when you get a lot of knockbacks, you tend to start to get very down on yourself. But maybe it's just not your time. Maybe you need to brush up a bit on your skills too, who knows. But don't get down on yourself, because that will come across the next time you go out, the next time you're interviewed. You'll go in with that attitude, that Eight of Swords attitude of, why am I bothering? They're not giving me that anyway. So you don't want to get into that energy. People can feel that energy. We can't always put our finger on it, but we meet that person who's very low, and you can immediately tell there's something wrong, especially if you're empathic. It's so easy to pick up when somebody's troubled by something or upset by something, and you're talking to them thinking there's something not quite right with this person. If you know them well enough, you may ask, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's happening? And very often I get the tears, and I think, oh boy, I've just opened the floodgates here. You know, what has been going on for this person that they need to now express it. So whatever this is, you're getting yourself into a little bit of a, yeah, look at this, Ace of Pentacles. Now, again, I want to say there may be people out there who are meeting people, but you can't quite meet the right person. And I say to people, don't settle. Because if you try to settle, you're obviously going to get regretful somewhere down the track. But the Ace of Pentacles for me is like that solid offer. It's that offer of commitment. And I feel like perhaps this is what you're after that you're not getting. I want to say to you, something is coming towards you here, especially with that Knight of Cups, that's going to relieve this sort of, I feel like here, like even when this offer comes in, you're going to do the same thing. Like, oh, is it worthwhile? Don't get into that energy. It pulls your energy down, and it makes it very difficult for you to project yourself in the way that you're obviously a beautiful person, but it makes it hard for you to project that if you're feeling flat. And that's what the Four of Cups feels like to me. There is the end of a cycle here. And I feel like somehow or another, your options are opening up for you. So maybe now you'll be meeting people, and you've done the work on yourself, and you've recognized that mentality that you've got yourself locked into. Maybe now things will start flowing to you as they should. I feel like that's when you sort of get into the energy of manifestation. Let's see where we're going. Look, leap of faith. So what I'm feeling here is that you are getting an opportunity here. I do feel somebody is coming towards you, and I do feel you're taking a leap of faith into something. But maybe you thought it was never going to come. But that Fool card tells me it's definitely here. All right, let's see what's going on. All right, so we have the World here, followed by the Page of Pentacles and the Death card. Well, first off, I see a change in the way you're thinking about things. Something here, you know, we should never rely on somebody else for our own happiness. it's not the way things work. And sometimes I think I hear people say, well, if they came back, I'd be so much happier, or if they were to offer me this, I would be so much happier. Your intention in this world is to love yourself enough that you're understanding that happiness is an inside job. Because I think sometimes people think that if they have more of something, and we see that in people who are so greedy and trying to accumulate wealth because they have that hole in them that they're not filling with the things they need to be filling. So their own self-love. Once that hole is filled with your self-love, you won't crave for things anymore. The material stuff just doesn't really enter into it anymore. I sometimes think I wished like that I'd learned that a lot earlier in life. But I feel like here with this change you're undergoing, there may be a bit more of that sort of gratefulness rather than the falling back into the patterns of feeling like it's your fault, you're to blame, you're not good enough, that type of energy. So there's definitely something coming towards you here. I feel like with the World card, because the Death card, World cards for me, that talks about the closing out of cycles and something new beginning, especially with the Fool card sitting here. So whatever this is, you're sort of leaving an old part of yourself behind. So maybe somehow or another you're starting to realize your own value here. We've had a little bit of that this week. All right, there's a love offer on the table. Ace of Swords coming through in the middle of the reading here with the Nine of Wands. So you're shining here. Somebody can't ignore you. Somebody cannot walk past you. It feels like to me, like whoever this is coming towards you here, there is, you shine. You shine. They see you in all your glory here. It's like you've surpassed all of your pain. You've closed out some sort of cycle here. You've left something behind and you're looking like you've left it behind. And the Ace of Swords, again, that energy of stepping into your truth, becoming the real version of yourself here. So whatever you've been going through in the past, it's done and dusted. All right, so yeah, we have awakening here. How very beautiful with the Empress. Wow, you need to look at that. The Judgment card and the Empress. It's like you're going through a rebirth to become the person that you're meant to be. This is the idea of stepping into your truth, letting go of this past energy, this pain you've gone through, this feeling like you can't get there. Now, if it is about acting or singing, I feel like you're going to knock someone over with your talent. But it's because you're believing in yourself more. And when we believe in ourselves, other people believe in us. So this to me is absolutely stunning energy. So an awakening, and I see the awakening looking at the Empress here. So if you have a look at this energy, because it's like the light she's shining here, or the light that's been shone from the rebirth, is reflecting here in the Empress. So it's sort of like lighting you up from the inside. So something here is going to pull you into a new time. You now trust and believe in the person you were meant to be. And maybe this has taken a lot of work. And we have the Hierophant at the end. Oh, just love this. It's like really seeing a version of yourself that fits so comfortably. It's like you knew you were there, but you just couldn't find yourself. You know, for many of us, from the beginning of our lives, we have already brought into this world a version of ourselves that is untouched and pure. We are like tiny little energy lumps of pure light. And our environment really can test us through those early years. And sometimes we dull our inner light because we don't trust that the people around us can manage that as well. They may be jealous of us. They may be uncomfortable with us. They may, I want to say, impose their own thoughts and feelings on us. And then we forget that little tiny bundle of light that we started as. And we spend our lives going back and finding that light within us. But when you find it, you remember who you were. All right, so let's have a look at this. So we have somebody coming in with an offer that you thought you would never get. I feel like you've almost given up on this, but I'm here to tell you that there's more than one ace in this reading. So something is changing. Somebody is delivering something to you here that maybe you don't really see it in the value that you should, but I see you closing doors behind you and walking forward to, as I say, a plethora of opportunities. Opportunities jumping at you left, right, and center. And it's like once you open the door, once you let the light in, it's going to be all there for you to uptake. Oh, that came Oracle of Chaldea. Now I feel like here, I know this card, 3 and 7, but I can't remember it. 37. Oh, there she is. Let's see what this says for you. Continue on your healing journey with enthusiasm, but without forcing things to happen more quickly than feels natural. Sometimes the body will be ready to let go whilst the mind is still holding on. At other times, the mind may need to be patient as the body processes an experience. Trust in your own timing and rhythm. There's no need to be impatient or to judge yourself. You are summoning the spiritual fortitude to tackle an issue which has previously held you back. When the time is right, the healing will happen more easily than if you tried to push forward prematurely. Things are going to work out. Be positive. So I love how I get the cards that really resonate with the reading. I mean, this is growing your trust in the spirit within you. So understanding you have that light within you, you just need to remember. But trust that it's coming. Whatever this is you're waiting for, it is coming your way. Maybe you need to do the whole 3 things I'm grateful for every morning or every night. And that gratitude thing really does work. Thank you.